This video is about headphones versus speakers and why I tend to prefer headphones. Now, in order for me to really get into why I prefer headphones, I need to go back in the past and tell you about the time I got enlightened about sound quality and became an audiophile.
Son, what is audiophile? Are you pervert?
No. Dad, audiophile means love of music, but it really represents people who love to spend a lot of money into gaining incremental benefits in audio fidelity. That's it.
Infidelity? Infidelity? I cannot believe this is your mother's fault. I call police. I call police.
Dad, what the fuck?
Oh my god, I come from Iran to have better life. And this is what you do. You become degenerate.
So the story starts out when I was at a family friend's house, and he's a really cool dude, and he just like, look, check out these speakers. And I'm just sitting there, like, I didn't know really what to expect. And he gets out this CD with this weird album cover saying this Rammstein, and I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm bored. Might as well just sit here and listen to it. And he puts a CD in, it's just like, holy shit, I'm just getting blasted with this intensely energetic music. And I was just like, but it sounded insanely good. Like, the saturation of the guitars to the keyboards to the vocalists, it was like I was sort of there. Ever since that point, I changed. I got really into metal, and I also became a sound quality enthusiast. And what ended up happening was I just was on this massive quest to actually just, how do I get this? So, me and my mate one day went to the hi-fi store, and well, this happened.
Welcome, child. What brings you the speaker file? Sir, I'm looking to buy a hi-fi system. Just tell me your budget. Oh, I can spend $200. To the $200? Jeremy, listen. This child wants to spend $200 on a hi-fi system. Fuck right off. I can't afford that shit. Child, please leave. Leave now. Present.
So after that, I didn't really have many options. I could sell my kidney, but I decided not to. Very stupid decision, because those speakers are fucking amazing. With the money that a 12-year-old can possibly obtain through manipulation of their parents, I could reasonably get a decent headphone. Now, back then, we didn't really have the internet what it was now. We couldn't just research and see a million reviews. So we actually had to go to a specific store that had headphones for us to try, and then we try them, and we pretend we know what we're listening for. So then I ended up in a store called JB Hi-Fi, and now back then, it's like an Australian store like Best Buy you have in America, but they actually had all these decent headphones that you can try. And one of the headphones that I was like, okay, looking at the price range, was something called the Sennheiser HD 497. That's the one. And I put this on, and that magic was there. It was different, but the magic was still there. And what I decided to do was like, you know what? I need to convince my parents to buy this. So I went to my dad, and so that didn't work, and I begged mum for a few months, and I got the money, and I got the headphones. Now, after getting these headphones, they were amazing, and I was listening to them every single day. So I went to school with them, and it was a bit weird because back then no one really wore headphones, let alone these big fuck off size ones on your head that make you like a massive dork. But, my friends were metalheads, they were weird too, and no one really gave that much of a shit. Well, most people didn't. And I just listened to album after album after album. It was like every day, I think I was just listening to music for around 4 to 5 hours a day. It became an obsession. And throughout my life, it's always been headphones for me, because there's a few things about headphones that are unique that speakers don't have. The first thing is, one, which I've really previously discussed, the money that you spend on a headphone is way better value than you would spend on a speaker if you're into headphones. Because the thing is, the sound quality you can get, like the relative sound quality, and take this with a grain of salt because, sound quality is very subjective. What I get from a headphone that I spend for $100, I might not be able to get the same kind of like in sound quality that I would be spending something $500. The second thing about headphones is that it provides like a holographic nature. It's like the music is in your head. It's like you're hearing voices, but like better. This is like there in your mind, loud, and it's like the vocalist is in your brain somewhere, and you got like these mini musicians around you doing their thing. Maybe there's something wrong with me, but I really prefer that over music being there in front of you. And the only time I really like music being there in front of you is when the actual musicians are there in front of you doing their thing. But the third thing that I really like about headphones is that you can take them anywhere. Like you can go to the gym, you can go for a walk, you can go to a war zone. There's so many different places you can be with them. And that makes it awesome because no one wants to just listen to music at home. You want to go different places. And music is like a amplifier of mood. So if you can take it everywhere, that's awesome. The other thing I like about headphones is that they're very revealing of minor details and they have better imaging. That's like where each individual person is doing their thing and you can hear that like that's there and that's why gamers use headphones so they can pinpoint which dickhead's trying to shoot them, right? It's far better at trying to figure out where things are in the three-dimensional space. Now, the disadvantages of headphones need to be discussed in relation to the advantages of speakers. Now, one thing speakers have that headphones can never do unless you've got like some bass inducer is a tactility. You feel the music, like you can feel that bass hit you, and that's pretty awesome. The other thing about speakers is that there's so many different varieties because they've been around for so long, and there's a far greater variety of speakers than there are headphones and other things like that. And there's a lot more different sounds you can get from them. Ultimately, there's some problems speakers have, right? And I discussed cost before. The other thing is that I really need to discuss is the room. Your room needs to be well treated, and it has to be like the right size in order to really get the most out of your speakers. You need like fucking bass traps and diffusers, absorption stuff, and it's like, that is a mission to do, right? At the end of the day, I think a lot of people do prefer that tactility you get from speakers, and I completely understand that, and that's why I have many speakers myself. But the intimacy, but people describe headphones as being intimate, and that is something that I like about them. The music is just here, it's very clear, and when you have that perfect combination of headphone and amp and DAC and everything works well and you're in a good mood, it does take you to somewhere else. I'm not trying to say why one is better than the other because they both have their pros and cons. And ultimately it's up to you to decide. But that is the reason why I love headphones, right? And that is why I'm making this channel mainly headphone oriented. But I will still discuss other things in audio and other concepts in audio from psychoacoustics, how to develop an ear, etc. Right? And we'll go through that in more depth later. But right now, bye. Thanks.